I gave their kid my old PlayStation, so he'd stop looking through my window. A month later, they called me creepy in front of the entire block. I didn't defend myself. I just opened my laptop, played the footage, and sent it to someone who'd understand exactly what they did. I live in Lacey, Washington. Small house. Nothing fancy. It's the kind of street where people leave each other alone unless there's a garage sale or someone's dog gets loose. Quiet, mostly. Until the Barkers moved in. They bought the place next door. Brand new paint, fake grass, the whole. We're better than you setup. Mom, Dad, and a kid, Jesse. He was 9, maybe 10. Looked bored out of his mind from day one. The first time I noticed him looking in my window, I thought it was an accident. He was standing close to the glass, just staring. I opened the door, asked if he needed something. He bolted. No explanation. Next day, same thing. Then, again. He kept coming around, mostly late afternoon. Sometimes I'd be on the couch, and I'd feel it, that weird sense that someone's watching you. I'd look up, and sure enough, there he was, standing by the bushes, eyes locked on me through the glass. Never blinking, just watching. I talked to his mom. Tried to keep it light. Hey, I said one day when she was outside unloading groceries, your kid keeps peeking in my windows. You might want to talk to him. She didn't even look at me. Just said, he's curious, and slammed the car trunk. Curious.
Right.
One Saturday, I caught him sitting in the side yard with his back to my house. Tablet in his lap, like he was just hanging out, but from the angle, I could tell he could still see into my window. I had enough. I'm not a parent, but I get how bored kids can be. And I figured maybe giving him something to do would help. So I dug out my old PlayStation 4 from the closet, cleaned it off, threw in a few games I don't play anymore, wrapped the cables, packed it all nice. Walked over to their house.
Knocked.
Mrs. Barker opened the door, with her phone in her hand.
Didn't even say hi.
I thought Jesse might like this, I said, holding up the box. Just figured it might keep him entertained. She stared at it for a second, then took it.
No es mal.
No thank you. Just, we don't encourage screen time. And the door shut. 2 days later, I saw Jesse playing Minecraft through their front window. So, yeah, they kept it. I didn't say anything after that. Jesse stopped showing up at my windows, so I figured whatever, problem solved. Then came the block party. It's this thing our street does every spring. Folding tables, burgers, kids running around.
I usually go just to be polite.
Grab a plate, nod at people, then leave. That year, I was standing near the grill when I heard my name. I mean, who does that? It was Mrs. Barker. She was laughing with 2 other women. He gave my kid a PlayStation. Total creep vibes. Like, what adult gives a kid they barely know a gaming system? Then she added, it's always the quiet ones, right? The people around her laughed.
Loud.
Like it was some inside joke.
And then they looked at me.
I felt it. All at once, heat rising in my face, stomach tight. I was holding a paper plate with half a burger on it, and suddenly it felt like it weighed 10 pounds. Nobody said anything. Nobody defended me. I didn't say a word. I just turned and walked back home. I sat down in my living room, turned on my laptop. See, a few months back we had a problem with package thieves, so I installed a front cam and a side cam. Nothing fancy, just motion-activated stuff from Amazon. I almost forgot they were there. I opened the footage archive. I found what I needed fast. Jesse, day after day, walking right up to my window. Sometimes he was standing so close his breath fogged the glass. Other times, he crouched near the bushes, tablet in hand, watching. I saved the clips. Then found the one of me handing the box to Mrs. Barker at her front door. She took it.
No hesitaste.
I created a folder. Labeled it Jesse Window _ proof. Then I emailed the folder to myself. And one other person. Mrs. Barker's boss. She's not just a mom. She's a 3rd grade teacher. Her school has a strict code of conduct, especially around how their staff talks about community members and how they model behavior around children. This was just the start. 2 days after the block party, I got a knock at the door. It was a man in a windbreaker with the school district's logo on it. He introduced himself as Mike from HR, said he just wanted to ask a few questions. I didn't invite him in. I stepped outside, closed the door behind me. He said there had been a concern brought to the district's attention. A complaint about Mrs. Barker's behavior at a community event. Something about her making inappropriate comments about a neighbor in front of children and other families. I didn't say much, just nodded and asked, "Did you get the videos I sent?" He looked surprised. Then he pulled out his phone, tapped it a few times and said, "We did. That's why I'm here." He didn't stay long, just thanked me for my time and said, "We'll be following up internally." That was the first time I realized this wasn't just personal anymore.
It was bigger than me.
A week later, the Barkers stopped making eye contact. I'd see them in the driveway, and they'd turn fast, like I didn't exist. Jessie wasn't outside at all. No bike in the front yard, no sidewalk chalk. It was like they vanished. Then the real twist came. I got a call from a block number. Didn't answer. A minute later, a voicemail popped up. It was Mr. Barker. He didn't sound angry. He sounded tired.
Hey.
This is Dylan Barker. Look, I don't know what exactly happened between you and my wife, but I just wanted to say, I saw the videos. I didn't know about all that. She never told me Jessie was doing that. If you want to talk, I'm around. I didn't call back, but I saved the voicemail. A few days after that, something strange happened. A car I didn't recognize pulled up in front of their house. Woman in her 50s, gray coat, clipboard. She knocked. Talked to Mrs. Barker for maybe 5 minutes. Then she left. The next morning, Jessie was outside again, but this time, he wasn't watching my window. He was sitting on the steps with a school-issued Chromebook in his lap, staring into space. I walked out to get the mail, and he looked up. We made eye contact. He didn't wave. He didn't smile. But he said, "I'm sorry." I froze. Just nodded. That afternoon, a new email showed up in my inbox. It was from the school district. Short, formal. Following your submission and review, appropriate action has been taken in accordance with district policies. Thank you for your cooperation. No details. But it didn't matter. I'd done what I needed to do. But I wasn't done yet. Because what they said at the block party didn't just humiliate me.
It stained how people saw me.
I noticed it in the way my neighbor Paul, the guy who always asked me about my lawnmower, now barely made eye contact. Or how the woman 2 houses down clutched her kid's hand a little tighter when I walked past. Mrs. Barker got her slap on the wrist. But the rumors she started? They stuck. So I made a decision. I started uploading. Nothing crazy, just clips. 1 per week. No narration. No names. Just dates, timestamps, and raw footage. Jessie staring into my house. Mrs. Barker taking the PlayStation. Her laughing at the barbecue. The videos were titled simply, "What Actually Happened, Lacey, Washington." I posted them on a neighborhood Facebook group under a burner account. The comments came fast. Wait, this is our street? Why was that kid doing that? That's Mrs. Barker? He gave them a PS4, and SHE called him creepy? And then the best one. I was at that party. I remember what she said. I feel sick now. People started talking. And Mrs. Barker? She didn't show up at the next neighborhood meeting. But her husband did. And he wasn't wearing his wedding ring. After the Facebook videos started getting traction, things in the neighborhood shifted. Quietly but definitely. It wasn't dramatic. No big confrontations or yelling matches. Just people looking at me differently. A couple of neighbors who hadn't said a word in months suddenly started waving again. One even stopped me near the mailbox and said, "Hey, I saw those clips, sorry about all that." People jumped to conclusions. I didn't say much back. Just nodded. That's all I wanted. Not revenge, not sympathy, just for the truth to sit out in the open for once. Then one afternoon I got a knock. Same door. Same porch. This time it was Jesse. He was holding the PlayStation. He looked nervous. My mom said to give this back. I took the box, but I didn't say thank you. I just looked at him. He stared down at his shoes and added, I wasn't trying to be weird. I just didn't want to be in my house. I didn't ask why. I didn't have to. I could guess. He walked back to his house slowly, dragging his feet. When the door closed behind him, I noticed something. A for sale sign staked into their yard. Freshly planted. Brand new. So they were leaving. But the mess they made, that wasn't going with them. A week later, I got an anonymous envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside, a printed email thread between Mrs. Barker and the school principal. She tried to spin the whole thing as a misunderstanding. Said I had misinterpreted Jessie's behavior and that the gift was unsolicited and inappropriate. Claimed she was just venting to friends. But the principal's response was brutal. This is not about interpretation. It is about public professionalism, documented behavior, and failure to report a repeated boundary violation involving a child, your own child. The final line hit hardest. You are suspended until further notice. Pending review. I had no idea who sent it. Maybe Mr. Barker. Maybe someone at the school who felt guilty. Didn't matter. What mattered was it was real. I scanned it, saved it, tucked the hard copy away. Then something happened I didn't expect. Someone egged my house. Not just once. 3 times in 2 weeks. Same time each night, right after 10 p.m. I checked my cameras. Hoodie. Backpack. Fast. They knew where the blind spots were. The 4th night, I stayed up. I waited on the porch. Lights off, phone ready. And sure enough, there he was. Hoodie, arm cocked back, egg in hand. I stepped forward, phone pointed right at him. He froze.
It wasn't Jessie.
It was another kid. Teenager. Bigger. Face half covered, but I recognized the voice when he muttered, "Shit," and took off running. The Barkers didn't just try to bury me. They told other people. Twisted the story even more. Enough to get some local kid to do their dirty work. This wasn't about a PlayStation anymore. This was about reputation. Power.
Control.
And I was just getting started. I still live in the same house. Same windows. Same cameras. Most days, things are quiet again. But every now and then, I'll catch someone hesitating a little too long when they walk past. Like they're not sure what kind of person I really am. And honestly, I'm not sure either anymore. But I know this. I was the only one who told the truth from the beginning, and somehow, that made me the problem.